So when we think about informatics, you think about how do you actually take your bright spots. We think about the outcomes for every child in an organization. We have to actually figure out how do we get better for every population that we serve. Started early in my career as a classroom teacher for special education and reading, and then became an assistant principal at the middle school level, elementary principal, an associate superintendent for curriculum and instruction, superintendent in 2 different districts, and I also worked at UWM as associate dean for education outreach over the course of my career. Informatics, when we think about the term, it's really how to use information in order to make your work and the conditions better. So when you think about the job that you do, any superintendent of a community is in charge of typically the largest organization in that community. Largest employer, largest revenue from a tax base. As a leader, you own the responsibility of serving the community well, serving the stakeholder group well, and making sure that you're running the organization exceptionally well on behalf of that whole impact. As a school leader, we want to take a look at data so that you can identify which students are struggling. I've worked on a couple of committees nationally, and the areas that strike me, one of them came out of Cincinnati. So school district was struggling with attendance rates of children, mobility rates of children in their highest poverty neighborhoods. As part of that community collective, they realized because families were getting evicted, it was causing children to have to move schools multiple times during the course of an academic school year. They've made a commitment not to move families during the course of the academic school year so that the kids have an opportunity to thrive. And collectively, all of the organizations that are skilled with the data as well as how to do the problem solving behind it can actually produce better outcomes. There's no shame in having bad news out of your data. The shame is in seeing a direction that you can take based off of your information and not taking it because you're afraid of what the data might say about the organization. So really improvement in a nutshell is how do you use the information that you can glean? How do you tell the stories around what might be happening? How do you dig into it with root cause and the other tools of improvement so that you can make sure everyone can thrive from the standpoint of the students. Teachers can feel really good about the work that they're doing and feel supported. When I started my career, we didn't have computers in the classroom. We didn't have computers across the system other than really registration software, which that came 10 years into my career. Now we have the power and the ability to be agile, to use information in a powerful way. Our skill set as adults is really the only thing holding us back to get deeper into the power of the tools that are available to us. And over the course of the next generation of careers, that will only get stronger. So machines will never replace our brain power. Having skilled brain power in addition to the machines will really create better outcomes.